Hello friends, welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss an important topic which I have researched through my old information and I thought that is also relevant today. Why is it that honest people suffer? Most of us we talk this on day in day out that why only honest people suffer, and it's not the others we have to blame for, and that's what the researchers said. And let us look at that, what is the reason and how can we get out of this. If you're honest and if you're suffering, what is that we should do to get out of that situation? Let's start. So as I said, why is that only honest people suffer? So there is a general grievance that innocent and honest suffer. Honest are deceived and harassed. That's the feeling many people have, and generally it is felt that dishonest exploit and prosper. They exploit the honest people and they prosper. That is a general grievance which most of us must be listening, most of us must be feeling, right? So there is a study of inner personality of humans, and it is said that human beings are either aggressive or they are passive. In both cases, in aggressive, there are good aggressive people, there are bad aggressive people. In passive, there are good passive people, bad passive people. So this is general classification of human behavior. The human behavior will be either aggressive, passive. In both cases, there is a further classification of good and bad. So that's how the classification is all about. Now, if you look at aggressive and passive, the difference is use of or non-use of intellect in their action. So that decides whether you are aggressive or you are passive. The difference is use or non-use of intellect while taking any actions. That's the fundamental difference between these two. The mind and intellect, there are two things which actually propel human activity. So first we need our mind, and second is intellect. That actually propel us, that actually give fuel to us to take actions, do any activity of humans, right? So physical body cannot do anything on its own. It needs either mind, intellect, or both of them. So action proceed either from the mind or from the intellect or both of them. So this is the general philosophy before we study further, right? So aggressive, passive, use or non-use of intellect. Anything that human do is based on mind and intellect. Body cannot do on its own. So what is the passive person? Passive person, when he or she acts from the feelings and emotions of the mind. So here the mind takes the more importance without the guidance of intellect. And if you look at the aggressive person, when he or she acts with intellect governing the mind through the reasons and judgment. So difference between passive and active is whether you take the intellect as part of your taking actions, whether intellect is giving you guidance or no. That's the difference between passive and aggressive. So passive person, it can be good or it can be bad, right? His or her intellect not sufficiently developed to examine the nature of activity. So he doesn't use his intellect to find out the nature of the activity which he is doing, the nature of action he is taking, right? Whereas aggressive person, again, there are good or bad. Aggressive person who is good uses intellect to evaluate a role in his life and act in the best interest of the community at large. So that's the good part of aggressive. The the bad part of aggressive, they are basically willfully malicious, catering to personal interest. So the aggressive good is always thinking about community at large, whereas aggressive bad always thinks of himself. So passive person do not use intellect, right? And they work directly from the mind, and this generally they succumb to aggressive bad. So these are the people who are in catch of the aggressive bad. They use honest people. They actually, the passive people succumb to aggressive bad. Honest suffer because of lack of use of intellect. They become victim of aggressive bad, right? Because the aggressive bad generally target the soft people. Those are passive people. The solution is to use intellect right? To turn into aggressive good. How this suffering can be reduced for the honest people? They have to use their intellect and convert them from honest or the passive good to aggressive good, right? The aggressive goodness would take care of evil and the corruption in the world. So if you look at the aggressive goodness people, if you look at the aggressive good people, they will always tackle the evil as well as the corruption in the world. So it is not that somebody else is trying to exploit you, yes, but it also needs to be looked at from our own perspective. If I am honest and if I feel that I am getting exploited, I must look inward and convert ourselves and by using our intellect to aggressive good. That will be the right approach we should be able to adapt. Please read my books, The Person of Your Dream, Focus is Money, Play 100%. The links are in the description box. You will get a lot of value. Thank you very much. Please subscribe my channel. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and ajazkazi.com. Thank you very much.